Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Road Life with Chris. I've got a co-driver, so the top bunk is down, so if I bang my head, it'd be all right. And pardon the mess, because I had to get everything out to cook, so I had to move some things around, so it's a little messy right now. But today we're going to cook on this episode. So today we're doing a chicken sauce piquant, which is a Cajun Creole dish. So I'm not exactly sure of the origin, if it was the Atchafalaya Basin or New Orleans or what, but it's a pretty tasty dish, so that's what we're going to do today. So I'm going to go over the ingredients real quick. So I've got some diced onion that I diced up just a little bit ago. I got some celery that I diced up, and I've got some bell pepper and jalapeno that I diced up, and so I'm gonna mix those together for the pepper side of it. But that's gonna be the Holy Trinity, which in pretty much all Cajun Creole cooking, there's a Holy Trinity, which is onions, peppers, and celery. In the French, mirepoix, which is celery, onions, and carrots. Or is it onions, peppers, and carrots? I don't remember. I went blank. But anyway, who cares? I'm not French. I'm American. So we got the Trinity. We're gonna have some crushed tomatoes. I've got some tomato paste, and then I'm gonna use some Tony Chachere's, because I don't have any Prud'homme right now. I'm gonna have to get a hold to a buddy of mine and his wife and say, hey, I need some more of this good Prud'homme Cajun seasoning. And then I've also got chicken. I'm doing chicken breast, so we'll get all that started here in a minute. And I've also got some rice, so I'll serve everything on top of rice. I don't have any green onions, or else I'd top it with some green onions. But that's the ingredients basically. I'm gonna get started putting it all together, cooking it. I'm also gonna use a little olive oil, put it in the pan with a little bit of butter probably, so I can cook my chicken. I don't want to cook it all the way through, but we're gonna get all that started here in a minute and go from there. I really suck at looking at the camera, because where the camera's at right now, I've got to tilt my head and it's kind of weird, but I suck at looking at the camera anyway. I kind of feel weird. I'm still new to this. I'm still kind of shy, and somebody's trying to call me, and I don't know who it is, so I'm probably going to ignore them anyway. But I will check back in with you here in a little bit and I'll get everything started. So we'll talk to you soon. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Road Life with Chris. Today we're doing some cooking again, and today I'm going to be doing a Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Road Life with Chris. So today I'm doing some more cooking. Today I'm doing chicken sauce piquant. Sauce piquant is a Creole Cajun dish from Louisiana. I'm not sure if it's from the Atchafalaya Basin or if it's more of a Creole from the New Orleans area. I'm not real sure on the history of it, but it's really tasty and I really like it, so I'm gonna make some. But today's menu, well, the ingredients, I'm gonna use a little olive oil. I've got some diced jalapeno, diced bell pepper that I chopped up. I've got some diced celery and some diced onion. So that's the Holy Trinity. In all Cajun Creole cooking, you have the Holy Trinity, which is the onion, celery, pepper, bell pepper, stuff like that. In French, I think it's a mirepoix, but I think it's celery, onion, and carrots, or onion, pepper, and carrots. I can't remember it right offhand. I'm kind of went blank, but I'm not French, so I really don't care. So I'm doing the Trinity. So that's what we're going to do. And I've also got some tomato paste. I've got some crushed tomatoes. I've got some Tony Chachere's, because I don't have any Prud'homme. I might have to get a hold of a buddy of mine and his wife and say, hey, I need some more of this Prud'homme Cajun seasoning, the good stuff, because I really like it. It's a lot better. And then, of course, some salt, some pepper. I've got a little bit of olive oil. Probably put some butter in it as well, just because I like a little butter. And then some Rooster sauce, or Worcestershire sauce, or W sauce, or sauce, whatever you want to call it. you know, Lee and Perrins, Worcestershire. So we're gonna do some of that, and yeah, then of course I got some chicken. Anyway, you know me, I'm never organized. I never get anything right half the 99.9% of the time, but we're gonna go with it, and this is what I'm gonna do. I don't really have a menu, or I mean not a menu, but a recipe. This is just kind of what I remember and how I do it, and this is what I like to do, and this is how I like it. So this is what I'm gonna do. Oh, I'm also gonna put some red pepper flake in it because I want a little heat to it. So that's what's on the menu. So I'm gonna get my chicken seasoned, and I'm gonna get some oil in the pan, and I'm gonna get it cooking here in a minute. So next time you see me, actually you're not gonna see me, you're gonna be looking down inside the pan. So we'll see you in a bit. Welcome back. See, now you're looking inside the pan right there. And so I've got some chicken here I seasoned with some Cajun seasoning called Tony Chachere's, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna throw that right in the pan right there like that, and I'm gonna throw this one in there like that one. Now this here is still kind of frozen, don't worry, it'll be alright. So I'm gonna throw that one in there like that. So now that I got those in there, now I'm gonna season the other side with some Tony Chachere's. Season it pretty good because I want it to be nice and flavorful. Alright, so that's seasoned. We're gonna let that cook like that for a minute. I'm gonna clean up my cutting board and let these cook. I don't want it cooked all the way through, okay? I'm not gonna let them cook all the way through. I just want to get some color on them. Kind of brown them a little bit, get some color, and then, you know, flip them over, do it again, and then I'll pull them out even though they're not completely cooked, and set them off to the side while I make my sauce. Put my Trinity in and all that stuff, and while that's cooking, then when it's all getting close to being done, then I'll put my chicken back in it and it'll finish cooking. So we'll see you in a few minutes. Welcome back. So now you see I'm frying everything. You see I got some color on the chicken breast, kind of a little brown a little bit. Now I'm cooking the other side. I'm gonna let that brown for a little bit, and I'll move it around, make sure I get some of the oil around there, because I don't want any of it to burn or stick. You know, I want to get the flavors all throughout everything, get that fond going. So I'll move things around like that right there. That way I can get some fond. So anyway, I'm gonna let that cook a little bit more and get some color on the other side, and then I'll check back with you here in a few minutes. Welcome back, everyone. So I got my chicken cooked a little bit, and I got it pulled out. As you can see, I still got a little oil, little Earl in there, oil and butter. And so now I'm gonna throw in my peppers. Okay, that's the jalapenos right there first. Oop, I don't want to mix. I don't want to lose any of those. See, that's gonna give me a little heat too. So this is gonna be definitely gonna be the sauce piquant. You know, piquant means hot, right? Spicy. So that's what we're gonna do. So I got my bell pepper and my jalapenos. There's my celery. I like lots of celery. I like how the flavor it adds. So I put a lot of that in there. And then I got that in there. And now I'm gonna throw in some onion. Ooh, that's some strong onion. Get them all in there. All right, so that's all in there. Now I'm gonna give that a stir here. And now I'm gonna start cooking that down and letting that get them onions get translucent and cook down, and the celery get softened up, get everything nice and soft. And then I'll put in some tomato paste. Well, I'm gonna salt and pepper it here in a minute too, and throw in some garlic. I don't want to put my garlic in too soon because I don't want it to burn, because, you know, you've probably heard me say this a million times by now. Garlic, when you burn it, it gets bitter and nasty, and I don't like that. So I'm going to do it this way. I'll put my garlic in a little bit later. So right now I'm just going to saute these here veggies here, and I'm going to sweat them a little bit and get the flavors all around. And when these kind of start sweating and getting translucent, they actually release water, moisture, and that's going to help bring that fond, the little brown bits and stuff off the bottom of the pan. It's going to help bring those off the pan, so help get all that mixed in there and get the flavors in. And I'll probably add some Cajun seasoning to these right here too. So we're going to let that do its thing. Whoo, I almost dropped my spatula with my my whatever that thing's called. So I'm gonna put some salt in it here now. A little salt. It comes out kind of so it looks like it's more salt than what it actually is. So there's some salt, and also don't forget Tony Satchery's has some salt in it too. So we want to be careful with that. Then I'm gonna crack some black pepper up in here. I guess right here. So do a lot of this black pepper. I love black pepper. I love the flavor of it. So I like to put a lot of black pepper in it. And so I'm gonna sit here and crack this in there, get all that going. Like I said, I like lots of pepper. So I got some pepper in there. I'm gonna give that a stir. Ooh, see how it's looking now? Looking pretty good, ain't it? I can almost eat this just like it is, but you know, we're gonna add a few more things to it here in a minute. We're just gonna kind of cook this around a little bit. Like I said, it takes probably, when you're doing the vegetables, we're looking at maybe 5-10 minutes, maybe, depending on how high your stove is and how much you put in there and how big of a pan you put in. Normally it's done in like a Dutch oven, you know, or a 8-quart sauce or 8-quart pan pot, or 6-quart, whatever size you got. You know, I got this big deep, I call it a chicken frying skillet. I use this thing for everything, but that's what I've got it in. That's what I'm doing it in. So that's what I'm working with, because like I said, I'm in the truck. You see how there's, you know, see that moisture forming right there? I don't know how well you can see it, but you can see that there's a little bit of moisture. Well, that's what I'm talking about. Will help, you know, deglaze that pan and get to brown that chicken. It'll help get that off the bottom of the pan. So we're gonna keep doing this, which is kind of basically sweat this holy trinity down, and let that finish cooking and get the celery soft and the onions all soft and translucent, and the peppers and everything all soft and cooked. So we'll let that cook for a little bit, and I'll keep mixing it around, and then when I'm ready to go the next step, I'll bring you back. So we'll see you in a bit. All right, welcome back everyone. So my vegetables are getting pretty close to being done. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna add some garlic. I'm gonna put a little garlic in here, so that way I can get that flavor in there, because I can cook it before it burns. And then I'm gonna go into the next process. So we'll mix that around real quick. Mix all that out. You know, today is the 4th of July. And yes, I'm out on the road. I very seldom ever go home for holidays. I don't even know when the last time I went home for a holiday was. But I'm out here, work has to be done, so that's what I'm doing. Today, I'm hungry, so I'm cooking. So, all right. So I got that all mixed up good. My vegetables are looking pretty well good. So now, I am going to throw in some tomato paste. You know, a lot of the dishes from, you know, Cajun dishes and stuff like that back in the day, you know, they used what they had, what they could do. You know, it was what they could that was cheap, you know, inexpensive, but yet still put food on the table. So you had a lot of like alligator sauce, piquant. They use whatever they can get. You know, a lot of wild game, you know, and alligator and stuff like that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to mix this tomato paste in, kind of fry it up a little bit, because I want to get any of that, you know, some of that acidic stuff out of it a little bit, because I'm going to be adding some other stuff to it here in a little bit. So mix it all around here and get everything all coated, all my vegetables all mixed in, fry up that tomato paste a little bit, you know. So now it's looking pretty good, right? You know, it almost looks edible right there, just like that. Mix that around a little bit. Okay, keep this going. All right, mix it up. You know, it's looking pretty good. Give this a minute to fry for a second, and then make sure you keep scraping the sides. You know, you don't want anything stuck up on the sides. So, and then flip it around again. So, all right, so now we got that going like that right there. Looking pretty good, ain't it? So now I want to throw in a big old can. This is a big 20 28-ounce can of crushed maters. So I'm just gonna pour the whole thing in there. I'm gonna use my handy standy, my spatula, that's it. No, I'm not gonna call it spatula, that don't even sound good. My spatula spoon, my spoonchula. And then I'm gonna mix it all around. All right, so now you see how it's starting to look. Now it's coming together, looking pretty good, right? Keep mixing this up, let that cook for a little bit, get everything mixed in good. You want it to be nice and thick. I like it nice and thick anyway. Helps stick to the rice and helps stick to the chicken. You know, it just all around good stuff. So mix that up real good. And so now what I want to do is, while that's cooking, I'm going to take my Tony Chachere's here, and I'm going to add some more Tony Chachere's to it. Okay, so I get that nice Cajun-y flavor to it. Then I'm gonna mix that around here, get that mixed in good. Okay, whoops, I hit the camera with my utensil here. And so if it gets too thick, you can always add a little chicken stock to it, or shrimp stock, or beef stock, vegetable stock, whatever kind of stock you got. Or if you don't have any stock at all, I guess you can just add a little water to it. Whatever you want to do. Hey, it's your kitchen, it's your food, it's your dish. You cook it the way you want it. You put as much heat and as much, you know, whatever you want in it. So now I'm gonna put a little red pepper flake in it. Like I said, I want a little bit more heat. I'm gonna put about, oh, I don't know. I don't want too much because I don't want it, you know, so hot you can't taste anything. I think that's gonna be a little much. I'm gonna back that off a little bit. So I'm gonna put, I don't know, I'm gonna say probably about a half a teaspoon right there. See it? Yeah, I'm gonna throw that in there right there. All right, that way, you know, it gets a little heat, get a little spice to it. But I want it to go ahead and get in there now so that we can start cooking and start spicing everything up and getting all flavorful. All right, once I get that going, all right, so it's cooking in there. Okay, so like I said, I might need to add a little water to it, or stock or something to help thin it up a little bit, because you see it's coming up to temperature. But right now I want to add my rooster sauce, Worcestershire, whatever you want to call it. See, rooster, Worcestershire, yeah, whatever you want to call it, W sauce, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. And I'm gonna put, and I'm gonna put about a tablespoon. About a tablespoon in there. Yeah. Then we'll mix that in real good. Alright. Get that mixed in. Let that all get all mixed up real good. Make sure, like I said, make sure you scrape that side. You know, you're gonna let it cook, you're gonna come up to temperature. It's gonna get all those flavors incorporated real good. Mixed in. Oh, it's smelling good right now. I'm liking it. So I'm gonna check my seasoning here in a minute. So I'm gonna let that cook, and when I get ready to add my chicken back in, I'll bring it back to you. So we'll see you in a few. All right, welcome back everyone. So now you see my sauce piquant. Some people like it a little thinner. I like it just like this. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take my chicken. Okay, my chicken I cooked earlier, or started to cook. I'm gonna go ahead and throw my chicken back in there. Put that chicken right there. Put this chicken right over here. Then put this chicken right here, right over there. Don't want to forget them juices. You want to make sure you take all the juices, okay? Don't let them get away from you. Scrape them in there. Don't let them get away. Them some that's flavor. All right, so now that's like it right there. You see how she's cooking up. So now I'm gonna mix that chicken all up in there. Cover that chicken up. Let it cook now, okay? So this is right here is where some people will cover it. I'm gonna let it sit there and just kind of let it cook. I really don't have a lid. I don't have a lid, so it's just gonna cook like this. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn my fire down. Let it cook nice and slow, okay? That way that chicken gets all the way cooked in. And I'll keep moving around so that way nothing burns, nothing gets stuck, you know? So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna let it sit here and cook. And then when it gets done, and I get ready to plate it, I'll bring it back and show you all that. So we'll see in a bit.